My dear sweet Crash Bandicoot. Oh, how I miss you. All of those years. All of those years, man. Do you know the childhood experience you created for me? Getting those goddamn gems and those godforsaken crystals and the fruit, the apples, and they're actually called Wumpa Fruit, and we'll just leave it. Taking down countless bosses and doing time trials. I mean, you made my childhood a living hell, but at the same time, it was just so freaking fantastic. Oh, if I could have you back. But see, now that I think about it, I think it's actually very possible that Crash Bandicoot might actually return in 2016. Or at least we might actually get an announcement of Crash's return on the PlayStation 4. Now, keep in mind, this is pure speculation and nothing but it. There is nothing confirmed as to another Crash being in development or Crash even returning. But from the different kind of hints and signs that we have received over the kind of past couple of years, it might actually point towards Crash Bandicoot returning. So here are my top 4 reasons why I believe Crash Bandicoot might return in 2016. Crash's 20th anniversary is this year. 2016 is the big and almighty year for Crash's 20th anniversary, and that kind of seems crazy. This franchise is 20 years old this year. And you guys will of course notice that Crash Bandicoot has kind of been out of the game for some time now. His very last game on console was Crash Mind Over Mutant, releasing back in 2008, even though Mind Over Mutant and like Crash of the Titans and a few games prior to those games are all complete garbage. I'm sorry, that's just my personal opinion. I think Activision took the series in a terrible, terrible direction. But still to the point, those are the last games that we've actually received. That's obviously not including the mobile app games that we will not discuss about. It makes me believe that PlayStation might actually be wanting to do something very special for Crash and his 20th birthday. Crash Bandicoot is without a doubt one of PlayStation's most iconic characters. And it's kind of sad to see the character that kind of made the PlayStation 1 what it was, and even PlayStation have the reputation that it has today, kind of just spiral downward into a dungeon full of death. And what is this dungeon full of death? Well, this is nothing but Activision's dungeon full of death. So this brings me on to my second point. You might be thinking to yourself, well, because of the fact that Activision owns, the rights and whatnot to Crash Bandicoot, well, it's pretty much impossible for, Crash Bandicoot to come back. But, however, in case you guys don't know, Sony and Activision have recently signed a partnership. This is obvious through seeing that Black Ops 3 has now become sort of exclusive towards its DLC, with Sony, PlayStation, getting the DLC map packs 1 month earlier than any of the other consoles for like PC or Xbox One. So this is clear that both Sony and Activision have now got a partnership going on. Because if there is some sort of partnership going on between both Sony and Activision, it means that Sony can actually, sit down and talk to Activision and say, alright, you know what? You've got those Crash Bandicoot rights. That is an IP that, made our console one of the biggest and, best-selling consoles. Please, can we do something to bring Crash Bandicoot back for its 20th anniversary? Now, I'm sure Activision would be sitting in that boardroom with their eyes blinking money signs, which is fairly obvious because over the years we've seen that Activision really don't give a shit about anything other than really money. And of course, with the hype behind Crash Bandicoot, I think this is something that really Activision would kind of jump onto. Now, what does worry me about this is getting Crash Bandicoot back, but getting an Activision-styled Crash Bandicoot where it's like Crash of the Titans or Mind Over Mutants. Honestly, if that kind of stuff comes back, then yes, all my hype for Crash Bandicoot's return will kind of be brought down to a 0.1. Actually, no, it'll be brought down to a negative 1,000,000.2. Next, let's talk about Shawn Layden. Shawn Layden was seen during the PlayStation Experience event back in 2015 wearing a Crash Bandicoot shirt. Now, this literally caused so much controversy in the PlayStation community. Everyone was talking about this, and I know during the live streams, a lot of people were very, very hyped and excited. instantly everyone thought, okay, Crash Bandicoot, he's wearing a Crash Bandicoot t-shirt, this means Crash Bandicoot, this has to be Crash Bandicoot, oh my god, Crash! Like, literally everyone was jumping out of their seats with excitement, thinking that Crash is going to be returning, as Shawn Layden was clearly wearing a Crash Bandicoot t-shirt. And of course, throughout the whole of the PlayStation experience, nothing. No Crash Bandicoot finito on Crash. Everyone felt like they were trolled. But this Crash Bandicoot t-shirt that Shawn Layden was wearing might actually potentially mean something. If we look back in 2014, Shawn Layden was actually seen wearing a Vib Ribbon shirt. Now, Vib Ribbon is a PlayStation 1 exclusive that was semi-what popular, and of course you guys will notice that later on in 2014, it was actually re-released on the PlayStation 4. This meant that when Shawn Layden was actually wearing that Vib Ribbon shirt, it kind of meant something. It was symbolizing its re-release, or kind of its return. Could Shawn Layden and PlayStation be possibly planning the same similar thing, where he wears a shirt that represents a game for an event, they say nothing about it, and then quite a few months later, they then explode the internet with an announcement of that game that they were representing on a shirt months prior. Of course, that's just speculation, but I think it is very, very possible. It seems to be that Sony can be pretty damn sneaky about certain things sometimes. And of course, let's talk about the infamous Crash Bandicoot sign reference that can be seen in one of the PlayStation 4 trailers. Now, of course, if we rewind back to the days of PlayStation 4 being launched, of course, you guys will notice that, Sony was bringing out tons of different trailers to promote and advertise the PlayStation 4. Now, in one of the trailers, you guys will notice that there is a Crash Bandicoot sign. There's like a little silhouette of Crash Bandicoot on one of the signs right there. And instantly, this got everybody talking, because this is a trailer that displays a lot of the games that are meant to be and are now on the PlayStation 4. It advertised like Killzone and stuff, etc, etc. So this got everyone thinking. Of course, there's so much different advertisement going on in this trailer for like lots of different, PS4 launch titles, and then you see Crash Bandicoot, and that instantly makes you think, well, damn man, Sony, please, are you putting that sexy, sexy Crash Bandicoot on this new system? I think I was a little bit too enthusiastic about that. But no, seriously, this literally got everybody talking, and for years upon years now, we've actually been waiting for some announcement of Crash's return. Now, once again, this might just be a perfect example of Sony chucking in a little Easter egg or secret to kind of, give some recognition to one of their best-selling IPs and most iconic IPs that they've actually ever had. I mean, this could really be a case of just Sony trolling us. Fuck you, Shawn Layden. But who really knows? At the end of the day, this might actually symbolize something. Perhaps Sony have been preparing for Crash's 20th anniversary ever since the launch of the PlayStation 4. Who really knows? But what I really don't want is, going back to the whole Activision thing, I really don't want to get a Crash game where it is a Activision Crash game. Hell, I would be so satisfied with an HD remake of Crash Bandicoot 1, 2, and 3. That would be absolutely amazing. 1080p graphics, redone textures like bloom effects and stuff, just to make the game look like a modern age game. That would be absolutely fantastic. Even if it's the same looking game, just with upscaled, like graphics and stuff, even that would be just fine with me. But I would love to see Crash Bandicoot on the PlayStation 4 as a kind of remake or comeback in some sort of shape or form. Anyway guys, this is kind of my 4 reasons why I believe it is kind of possible that Crash Bandicoot might actually be returning this year. And I think the one place that we have a chance of seeing this is, of course, the big E3 2016. We'll just have to wait and see. But otherwise, guys, hopefully you have enjoyed today's video. And until next time, guys, I'll catch you later. Peace.